はい、おはようございます。司会進行は引き続き、大場が担当させていただきます。次のゲームですね。次のゲームは、マスエフェクト、2% となっております。こちらは解説の方はいらっしゃいませんので、わかる方がいましたら、名乗り入れていただけると助かります。そうですね。RTA の、チャートがわからなくっても、えーっと、まあ、ストーリー、こんなストーリーだったよ、みたいなの言ってくれるだけでも助かりますね。そうですね、マスエフェクト、僕はやったことないので、概要をちらっと、ウィキペディアから、させていただきました。マスエフェクトは、Xbox 360、Windows 用の、TPS 系の、アクション RPG ですね。ストーリーとしては、宇宙を股にかけた壮大なストーリーやフルボイスオーバーによる映画的でドラマチックな演出、SF ドラマのスタートレックを彷彿させる、異星人の歴史文化、政治体験などをカバーした、緻密な世界観設定が特徴。そうですね、本作の最終的な目的は、全宇宙の生命を脅かす脅威の打倒であり、ストーリーの大筋もいくつかの決められたイベントなどで展開するものの、その過程では膨大な数の事案に対する決断がプレイヤーに委ねられる。で、単体でもストーリーの決着はあるんですが、全3作で、構成されてまして、マスエフェクト、この後にもマスエフェクト2、マスエフェクト3が発売されていて、このゲームは1作目ということですね。このシリーズは、海外では人気の高いタイトルとなっているようです。で、このゲーム、ビット王が一つ設定されていまして、俺は訳した感じだと、評議会の議員かなんかを、セーブ or kill なので、生 or 死ですね。誰か助けるか助けないかの選択があるようです。ただ、解説の方がいらっしゃらないので、それがどこで行われるかちょっとわからないですね。リマスターだったらリマスターって出てるような気もしなくもないですが、マスエフェクト PC しか書いてないので、どれを走るんでしょうね。あれですね、開発のバイオウェアさんは、スター・ウォーズのオールド・リパブリックとか、ドラゴンエイジシリーズなどなどを作っているところですね。9番かな。なるほど、リマスターがあって、どっちか。リマスターじゃない。了解です。リマスターじゃなくて、おそらく最初に出たオリジナル版。 あれですね、下出る表示回を助けるか助けないかっていうのがおそらくビットですね。すごくでかい空に浮いた大陸で忍者っぽいのを助けるのは、あれですね、ファイナルのファンタジーの6ですね、それは。世界背景はヘイローにちょっと似ていて、人類は宇宙表示界の新参者の種族になっていますと。新参者で勢力としてもでかいので、あいつ生意気だなって思われてると。新参のくせになんかやたらと勢力でかいからあいつなんだよって言われてるんですね。しかも古参の種族と初見で戦争してる。まあ、いわゆるあれですね。今、全宇宙からちょっと、あまり良くない目で見られてると。で、出せる情報は私はもう出し切ってしまったので、あとは、解説の方がいらっしゃらない限りは、このまま画面を見て、見ることになりそうですね。そうですね、TPS とのことなので、もしかしたら、いつものように悪いことなどは見られるかもしれないですね。ちなみに EST は、1時間45分。1個前のゲームでかなり脳みそを使ったので、今のうちに頭を休ませましょうね。僕も一つゲームをやっただけなのにちょっと疲れてしまいました。そうですね。平日のもう昼前なので、さすがにいないかな。いつものことですけど、普通にクリアすると20時間から30時間ぐらいかかるゲームです。それがもう1時間45分で見られるのでお得ですね。そうです。今日は祝日になってたり、カレンダーと祝日になってたりとかしますけど、今日は平日ですね。画面切り替わりました。
Everyone, my name's Sariana, and if you're just tuning in, you are currently watching Speedrun Ragnarok, and we are proud to benefit take this again this year. This next run is going to be Mass Effect Any Percent by Sanjan, so take it away.
Hello everyone, I'm Sanjan. I will be doing Mass Effect Any Percent. So this is specifically
このゲームの売りは、この作品で選んだ世界に関わる選択肢が続編まで引き継がれることだそうです。
using a new game. So when you make a new game, you have to make a new shepherd. That can take many people several years because customization, and you have to play through like a 3-minute cutscene. So we just start from
ああ、
preloaded
会話の
loaded
選択
scene
肢
with
が
the
暴
new
力
game.
は
So
平和。
Karasuke and I start moving
選択肢
shepherd.
の
So
差が激
without
しいですね。
further ado, let's count down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
はい、
So you're
グ
gonna
ッ
see
ド
I'm
ラッ
gonna
クで
immediately
す。
put on my weapon and I'm gonna throw a grenade and use a grenade.
さあ、
And,
なんか加
hit
速
an
しました
enemy. It's
ね。
totally safe.
いきなりなんかちょっと加速しま
I
した
do that
ね。
because it's gonna put me in combat, and in combat I'm able to sprint. And if I'm not in combat, I'm not able to sprint. And we don't use grenades for combat. We don't use grenades to hurt enemies in this game. So you might as well just use it to
なん
put us
で
in
しょう、
combat.
今のは爆風かな
You
んか
also
で加
notice
速したりするのかな。
why I'm scrolling through the conversation incredibly fast. That's because I have my mouse wheel binding it to up to match through conversations. So there's gonna be the first half of the first couple like 20 minutes or so is kind of like plenty of cutscenes. Basically, plot-wise, you know, you're playing as a shepherd. You're in this.
さあ、ここはまあ飛ばせなさそうですね。
That happened on a planet called Eden Prime. I'll let the cutscene kind of speak for itself.
まあそうですね、スター・ウォーズとかスター・トレックを見ているような世界観、あれとまあ近い世界観だとは書いてありましたね。
This is about another like good 45 seconds to a minute cutscene, so you can read it.
人類の入植地の一つが謎の謎に襲われている。まあ、つまり謎のなんかに襲われてるんですね。なんだかわからないやつに襲われてる。
So if you want to get those donations, and you have during most of this run to submit those, but we'd love to see some decisions on that. We love a good save kill bid war.
I personally just suggest to kill them. They're jerks.
I don't remember liking them very much.
Besides,
その謎の、こうしていった謎の何かを突き止めるのがマスエフェクト1の大まかな流れと。
Yeah, so now we're bringing two of our squad mates with us. We're gonna bring Caden and Jenkins. So, spoiler alert: you won't be seeing Jenkins for very long. I'm so sorry to any Jenkins fans out there. So this is the first mode where it's this game is controllable. So just to introduce a little bit about this game, this game is a sort of like hybrid RPG shooter system. So I'm gonna shoot this little thing so that I can get in combat and run. So I put in two abilities on my grid immediately. I put warp and throw.
特に今のところ何か高速移動みたいなのはやってないか。
kind of size of an enemy or to quickly take care of a couple groups of enemies. Throw is it throws your enemies on the ground. So we're playing as a vanguard because biotics is, which is like kind of like Jedi powers, special powers we're using is incredibly busted.
1で勢力を特定して、2でそいつらが何をしようとしているのかを突き止めて、3でようやくその勢力と戦うことになる。なるほど。まあこのシリーズはまあその一つの勢力とまあ3作かけて戦うって感じですね。
And marksman is why pistols are extremely good in this game because it increases your accuracy and also increases your damage. So you'll see immediately I do a trick there. So that trick, actually, let me.
さてなんかあれですね、山登ってますね。
So when I crouch and go to a place, I can go out of bounds. So that's
山登ってますね。
Here I'm trying to do a clip to kind of like
いややっぱまあ登山から始まるんですね。
It's a little bit precise in movement, but thankfully I got it second try. So what we just
登山始まりましたよ。
because normally we would recruit a squad mate named Ashley. There's a whole bunch of cutscenes but by doing that clip we pretty much just skip the entire thing.
まあ山はね、戦争においてまあ山を制するのは重要ですからね。
I'm not going fatigue because when I get fatigued when the sprint meter goes all the way down. That means I can't sprint for an entire way, so I'm trying to make it the most efficient use of my sprint meter as possible. So I'm gonna sprint here because it gives me some good momentum. So we do have a little bit of money issues to rat out, so we're gonna grab a couple weapons here. And then we're gonna shoot there to force ourselves in combat.
さあ、山を
So we're
登
just
っ
gonna ignore
て、
those friendly neighborhood
どうやら、
smoke machines.
主戦場にたどり
Also,
着いたみたい
recruiting
ですね。
piece our fellow Spectre Nihilists. So because we didn't recruit Ashley, the game does a couple weird things with cutscenes, like that cutscene never would normally play, but since we don't have Ashley in there, like
さあ、なんか
the cutscene doesn't
記
trigger
事っぽい
for
ところ
whatever
に来ま
reason,
したが。
so we kind of have a couple ways around that. So I'm gonna quickly kill this gap here. So the nice thing about loading and saving reloading the save
さ
is that
あ、
all your cooldowns
これ
come
は
back
セー
up.
ブアンドロードを繰り返
Normally
してい
this is
る。
really risky, but you know, I'm just gonna immediately just like shoot everything here, so that's unfortunate. So
山登れるんなら、まあ、ショートカット、ショートカットに使えますよ
one of the
ね。
things that so we're playing on casual difficulty.
まあ、
and not
RTA
insanity
奏者
with
さんは
express
もう常に
difficulty
最短距
because,
離を歩きた
it's
い
the rules to this category, and
人
even
間
on
なので、
casual, the combat section,
まあ、そこが
especially
最
again,
短
is
距離なら、
medium
もう
to
山、
difficult.
険しい山であろうと、まあ、越えれば越えてしまうと
Get
い
more
う。
cutscenes here. With Saren, who's one of the main antagonists of this game, kind of
さあ、なんか、ふわーっ
doing
てし
some
ま
weird
したね。
funky stuff too with that conduit. You'll find out exactly what it does later. But this is kind of like the part 2 of Eden Prime. We actually had to level up here because this last part can be a little
あれは何
difficult
ですか？
without
フォー
those
スの
skills.
力か何かかな？
Because in a normal playthrough, you'd have Ashley with you, which makes it a little easier. So this is part 2 where we had to disarm a bunch of
さあ、
stuff here.
こ
I mean, it's
そい
pretty
つが、
pretty simple stuff.
さっきの1のラスボ
I'm
ス。
just trying to be again
で、
very
まあ、
efficient with my
やって
sprint
たことを調
usage.
査して追い詰めるのが
Caden over
1の目
there
的。
so that he can try to eliminate that gap on the way while I'm disarming these bombs. All right, Caden, I did something good.
いやー、ストーリー解説ありがたいです
We did
ね。
recruit a couple squad mates, but we won't be seeing most of them because we basically skip a cutscene to get some of them.
で、まあ、ラスボスの横にいた人型ロボットが、
But spoilers, I'm sorry for you
まあ、
folks.
最悪のロボット種族。
So that's all the chargers are set. Very simple thing. So we got a pistol, which is really nice because that's gonna help us.
まあ、ゲスっていうのは名前いいのか。なんか、
So you might be wondering, there's generally a whole bunch of
あれか、種族名
weapons
か。
still here. You immediately investigate this because you're out of combat immediately
な
after
んか言っちゃいけないのかと思っ
kill those two enemies. You can pretty much just instantly
た。なんか
call this
急に
cutscene.
言葉遣い悪くなったなって思ったら、そういう種族名なんですね。
If you're wondering, so if you've seen this game before, Ashley's supposed to be in this cutscene, but she's invisible. This cutscene is also a lot funnier if you play the male shepherd, because shepherd's kind of basically like you'll see in a second here, but the male shepherd will be like kind of holding thin air. And yes, this is about 2 minutes worth of cutscenes, so there's this generally like in the
ああ、自我を持ったロボット系
first
か。
20 minutes are like 3 or 4 minutes worth of cutscene, and after that, it's a
ロボ
lot
ット量
less.
産したら自我を持っちゃって、作った種族の星を乗っ取ったりで、それはちょっと、まあ、ゲスですね。
I have $10 from Casual Geek Dave, who says, Commander Sanjan, going fast, count me in. We also have a $15 donation from Rujasu, 55, who says, I
作っ
don't know
たら
this
まあ
game,
そう
but
ですね。
Sanjan's
なんてもの
the
作ったん
counselor
だってなりますよね、それは。
So put my donation towards KILL the council. It's been pointed out in chat. I guess there's a profanity filter on the word kill. So if you say like decease or destroy or what have you, I'll know what you mean. But that is something to work through if you're going to donate towards killing the council.
Killing the council, spoilers, is basically kind of abandoning them. So if you want a different word, you can say abandon the council.
Or heck the council. I'm good with that too.
That works. Also, this is what happens when you don't have your Turian Wheaties.
やらかしてしまった種族が主要ヒロイン。
Plenty of cutscenes. If you have any more, want to have any announcements?
I don't have any more donations at the moment, but I haven't mentioned this in a while, so we are here raising money for Take This, which is supporting basically mental health awareness, destigmatization, educating the gaming community on any mental health issues. And today is Mental Health Awareness Day, serendipitously. So we are here representing a good cause, and your donations go towards helping them with their outreach and their work. And you also are entered in to win some excellent prizes.
やっぱこういう RPG って、そうですね、いろんななんか、そういう複雑な事情を抱えた種族とかがまあ、一度に集まるのが面白いですよね。
Yeah, so what basically happened is, if you saw that weird beacon thing that Saren looked at earlier, Shepard also basically got whatever information on there, so now she got visions, some really weirdo visions of like some stuff, some future events that would happen, so which you'll see later. So basically now she's recovering here, and then we're basically gonna report our findings to, you guessed it, those jerks.
免疫系が全然獲得できないので、常に全身を覆うスーツを着る必要がある。
This cutscene's gonna be really cool because it's just like, you basically, it's just like the music and the build up and just like seeing the whole vast world is really cool. So I guess as a little intro, a background on this story, like we're, I think 2187 or something like that, one of the years, and basically as you see, this is a very sci-fi action or shooter RPG game, and they have advanced technology, and there's a lot of different alien races. So the main ones that you'll see on the council are the Asari, the Turians, and the Solarians. So the Turians are those bird-looking guys, like Saren. The Asaris that you'll be seeing later are the blue people, or some shade of blue, and then the Solarians are kind of like like lizards, basically.
確かにこういったなんか設定を聞いてると、スタートレックを思い出しますね。
So I did mention before that this is not the Legendary Edition. So the Legendary
あれも
Edition
ま
is
あ、
actually quite
敵対
different
種族だっ
from
た
this
り、
game because
い
there's
ろ
a
んな
lot of
種族
tricks
の人たち
that
が
will
集まっ
work
て、
on the
いろい
Legendary
ろやってる
Edition
話なので。
that would work on this version. So for example, that Eden Prime clip that I just did to skip a whole bunch of like the plot part, I don't believe you can do it in the Legendary Edition. So
この下出る表示会っていうのは、下出るは、今の表示会種族が作ったわけじゃなくて、なんかすごいのあったから使ってる。なんかすごいのあったから。
We're gonna be seeing a glimpse of them again, so you'll see me always want to take out my weapon just for I think the increased movement speed and just
絶対なんかあるやつじゃん。
I have to keep track of my grenades because at the end of the game I want at the end I basically will want 4 grenades to do a very hard trick. So
絶対なんかあれですよね。使ってないなんかの装置があかんやつですね。
obviously very safe. Also say hello to Garrus. This is the first and only time you'll be seeing him, so I'm sorry, Garrus fans. That's the last time you'll see him. We don't even recruit him. So I'm gonna do another clip here, because normally
まあ、すごいからね、すごいやつだから、まあ使っちゃいますよね。
Kind of like the bar area. So
ああ、
I'm gonna clip here. This clip can be a little annoying if you don't get it right, because you can easily kind of like teleport out like that. Move. Please, Kaden. I promise this clip is normally not that hard. It's because like this clip requires you to crouch down in order to work, because the game doesn't really like you crouching down. Well, I don't know why I'm failing this trick so much. Alright, this time for sure. It's probably because I wasn't crouched down. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but basically, I could pretty much kind of like enter the little border, and I'm gonna be voiding out for a little while.
さあ、なんか、道じゃない道走ってますけど。
the Mega will have real ragdoll physics. It's bad. So we're gonna be walking in the void here for a while.
出ましたね。
Kind of take a way over to
出ましたね、この手の、
cantina of sorts.
この手の
I don't know what they call
よく
it
見
in
かける
Mass Effect.
光景
I just know
が。
the Star Wars definition of it because I speedrun Star Wars and I'm just used to it being called a cantina. So yeah, we're basically gonna be going all the way over because normally we do Tally's quest, which is why we get Tally in the speedrun because it's just quicker and easier to do, and it's easy to get a void out too. So
さあ、どこへ向かっているんでしょうね。
as you see here, we're on top, and that's one of the people that we're supposed to be taking care of.
お、
So we're gonna crouch down.
セーブ&ロードを使って復帰しました。なるほど。セーブ&ロードを使えば戻ってこれる。
That's a very quick fight. You'll never see Fist again, folks.
ポータルが最終的に下デルにつながるようになっているので、ポータルを発見した人が順々に下デルに集まるようになっています。
So what Adrenaline Burst does is it basically resets all your cooldowns, and what Barrier does is that it's like a full shield. And we're going to be going through a pretty sketchy area.
いいですね、この壁抜け。復帰方法がセーブ&ロードで済むのは。すごくやりやすいと思います。やりやすいというか分かりやすいですね。
Little guys here, so I can take care of them really easily. The first one really easy, but the second assassin can be really annoying if they decide to crouch down. Which they didn't, so hooray. So not too bad. Even though I made that decent little blunder there, but so you'll notice why I kind of like look at Tally specifically. It's to be able to kind of try to do a quick fight of this. So we had to rescue Tally, who apparently has some evidence of Saren doing some pretty sketchy stuff. So I used Thrill there immediately to put them down and to kill the other two ads, and then if the assassin doesn't die immediately, I pretty much use Marksman to quickly take care of them. So all of this in Shepherd's Kit is why we use Vanguard, because biotics and adrenaline base cooldown refreshing is just so busted in this game. So the little thing that Tally was carrying from records from, I guess, some nearby dead Geth is basically proof that
さあ、ストーリーが
終
終わってまた次の、方に来ましたね。
of Mass Effect. And so now we're just gonna relay this information to the council. No, we can't, sorry. We're trying to go fast. So I'm about to be doing another pretty hard trick here.
さっきの、全身スーツの人が、やらかした種族のヒロイン。
So, because I kind of did a lot of breaking stuff, this cutscene isn't gonna play correctly.
タリゾナラ・ナーヤちゃん。
So I can skip this part, but if
さあ、セーブ&ロードを使ったということは、
So I'm gonna just be silent for a moment.
ああ。
Okay, first try. So what I did there was open the menu at the same time I tried to talk to Anderson. So what this does is that it skips. This is called the Spectre Induction cutscene skip. So basically, we're gonna be looking at for our map.
何をしているんだ?
So basically, I had to open my map and attempt to talk to Anderson on the same frame. And what that does is that it'll let me quickly.
何をしているんだ? ミッション終わった? あれ?
In a normal PB attempt, if I didn't get that trick, I'd probably reset.
何かした? なんか悪いことした? 今メニュー画面で会話してたね。
To summarize the kind of plot point, we became a Spectre. basically the first human specter, and then now we're basically going to be running errands to try to find out like what's this conduit that Saren mentioned. So I'm going to be doing another hard trick here. So I'm going to save here, and then I want to be kind of like.
さあ、セーブアンドロードをしたってことは、この感じだともしかして悪いことする？
So I kind of want to be running as I do this because I want to land on this platform and I want to take a
した。
back to Normandy. So
しましたね。なんか、はるか上に行きましたね。入水。めちゃくちゃなんか上にロードされましたね、今。さあ、水中潜っていきましたよ。なんか地下かこれ。
So from this point on, this game becomes open world. So there's three planets that we have to visit. But we're gonna visit Noveria first because Noveria is not a bad planet to deal with. And if I mentioned the money route earlier, but basically on Pharos, which is another planet.
ちょっとマスエフェクトあれですね。セーブアンドロードがちょっと悪いですね。
And so I need to make money and Noveria is generally very dealable at low levels, whereas Therum is just not very friendly for low levels. So this route is just basically to get enough money because the item that we're looking for costs about like 93.75 credits, and sometimes we barely just have enough credits for all of that. So the skips are very nice in this game because we don't skip too much combat stuff. We basically skip a lot of the boring plot stuff that we don't care about in the speedrun, as well as pretty much all of like the running around that we do. So like the skips are just like very nice and convenient, and we don't skip anything that is really cool, like the boss battles. Like the boss battles, at least in the speedrun, are some of the most funnest boss battles to do, and especially get good at. So we're gonna take out Kaden and Tally. Sorry, Ashley fans, you won't be seeing Ashley anymore. So there's a couple different interesting properties of our squad mates.
特に悪いことはしてない。
They do, I think, 50% of the damage that Trevor can do potentially. So I'm gonna shoot here to get us into combat immediately. So because of that, we basically value CC over damage, and that's why we bring Kaden and Tally. So you'll be seeing Kaden pretty much almost always with us when we can, and Tally mostly whenever we can, because she's the only other party member we can get aside from Ashley, and she has a little bit CC. Oh, that's annoying. So I was supposed to So you saw me like spam weapon swaps there.
さて、これはセーブした？
basically like delay when the conversation happens. So that conversation kind of loses, if you get it, loses you like 5 or 6 seconds. So
セーブロードするだけでちょっとおってなりますね。
So Kaden's very useful because he has biotics, and basically the gist of it is that anyone with biotics is good to bring with us, just because the CC is extremely good in this game, or in the speed game.
やっぱあれですね、地面なんかドーンってした瞬間ちょっと速くなってるような気がするんですけど、あれがなんか加速かなんかかな。
We don't have that many choices when it comes to squad mates. So I'm gonna throw another grenade here because we got an extra grenade. So we're gonna be doing another clip here because normally you have to go through kind of convince.
爆風かなんかでブーストしてますかねこれ。さてガラスに引っ掛けてロードして抜けた今。なんか鍵かなんか必要だったんじゃないですかあそこ。
Of course that gap. That's really rude. So that fight went really bad because the Gef kind of escaped and they were being rude, but that's fine. The nice thing about Gef was that I
そうですね。クイックセーブしたら、なんか疑った方がいいですね。
50-60% damage reduction. Which, you know, she could take a long way.
平和な車の映像ですね。
But now we're gonna be up on this first Mako section, which is not the bad section, but it's about 2 or 3 minutes worth of driving. So we do want to try to kill enemies here because we want to be at a certain level for the major boss of this planet. So we're gonna try to be killing as many enemies as possible with the Mako, because it's just a lot of good old driving. So the Mako mechanics, as everyone knows, can be very janky.
楽しいドライブですね。
Because this Mako likes to, you know, at the slightest bit of any movement, it just likes to, you know, it just has its moments. So you won't be seeing much of it on this planet, but on the Arum and Ilos, you'll be seeing the bulk of it.
敵が待ち伏せしてましたが、難なく突破しましたね。
So the interesting thing is also is that when you kill enemies in the Mako, you don't get as much XP. So ideally, you would want to kill everyone in on foot, but that's too slow. So I didn't kill any of them. It's not a big deal. I mainly just want to kill the cannons that are around. So it's gonna be about like 30 seconds of driving if you have any donations.
カイデンっていう最初からいる仲間がめちゃくちゃ性格がいい。ナイスガイ。
I have $20 from Nia, and she simply says, she, he, they, I'm sorry.
この辺りは平和ですね。いやー、平和なドライブだな。
I believe we have time for one more because it's a decent bit of driving. We're just gonna be killing our friendly neighborhood mechs around here for some free XP.
Don't have any more donations to read at the moment, but just letting y'all know, we have $15 towards KILLing the council and $0 towards saving them. So if you liked the council, I question your judgment, but please donate to save them because that bid war is still ongoing.
If you donate to Heck the Council, my menuing skills or my menuing is a little easier. So, but you don't save frames.
なんかこれもなんか研究されたらなんか無を走ってそうな予感が。
Most of these enemies, they always spawn in the same place, so I know where this cannon is, so I'm gonna be shooting it from afar here with the Mako. So that's one down, pretty convenient. So there's gonna be another one just around this corner. So if you don't get them, it's not the end of the world, but because the XP route is a little bit lenient now that we've done a little bit of our reroute. So I think I hit it. No, I did not. That's okay though. So I'm gonna drive around here. I'm just gonna wait until I drive down here because if I drive off this cliff, it's an instant death. So. Alright, actually I'm gonna forget about it. Alright, I got it. I just don't like leaving stuff, I don't like leaving free XP there when I can't. Or can't help it.
だんだんなんかこのちょっとぴょんぴょんしてるなんかこの車可愛く見えてきた。
One more little cannon that I ideally want to shoot, but I can skip it because I have all the others, but you know, free XP can't be wasted. Please no Mako.
お、なんかつきましたね。
So there's a couple of enemies in this garage that can be annoying because there's Krogans in here, which is another race of aliens. I'm gonna kill these. This guy's in a corner. So these Krogans like to heal and be very annoying, so I'm just gonna sit here and heal them. And then there's this last one, which isn't a big deal. I throw them to the ground here. So again, I loot this because I do ideally kind of want a general setup for it. So I got chemical rounds is another item that I'm looking for, which is very nice. Because chemical rounds make for the first and second planet much more manageable to deal with. So we've got another section here. So I still want to be in combat as much as possible just to make best use of my sprint here.
横転、結構簡単に横転するんですね。そう考えると、かなり奏者さんの運転がうまかったってことですね。確かにあんだけガタガタしてたら横転するよな。
There's gonna be a room here with a bunch of little bugs that blow up on you. So there's a 10 of them that we want to eliminate as fast as possible. That's why you see me shooting in that room first, so that I get them to
なんかやたらめったら撃ってるように見えるけど、
do singularity on them and let
倒してますね。
take care of it. So I'm gonna do another clip here to get all the way down to the train. This one's slightly precise.
ミッションクリアした。
We're gonna be walking.
ちょっと待って。どこ歩いてるんですか？ここどこ？
So this is gonna take us all the way down to the train. Because I think
どこなんですか、ここは。綺麗な空だな。
You know, Shepard's got her own ways of getting where she needs to. So I didn't explain like
めっちゃなんか地平線歪んでますけど、なんかこの星五角形みたいな形してるんですか？
Because we actually want renegade points for an ending part because it'll make us skip
お、なんか空が明るくなってきた。
kind of like almost final boss fights. So basically, so there's
あ、
no
これ
like
落ちてたのか？
really per se. It's just kind of like
さあ上から入りましたね。
but it's basically the choices come down to is Shepard a jerk or is Shepard not?
お、うまく入り込んだみたいですね。
So Renegade is like the Shepard's a jerk option, and then Paragon's like the Shepard's a nice person. So you see there, we clip to the top of the.
自由だな、こいつら。それはちょっとあれですね。他の種族に目つけられますね。
So yeah, we basically want to be a jerk in this game because that's what helps us go fast. Or we want to do actions that make us look like.
おい、ちょっと待って、人類って種族なんか壁抜けてんだけど、あいつらやばくね？ちょっと、調子乗って壁とか抜けてんだけど。
I have encountered this very weird elevator glitch where like you can move in the elevator, but you're effectively soft lock. I've had that happen in the run before, so definitely don't want that to happen. So you can also skip through this cutscene with the flip and swap method that I did earlier, but I don't because it doesn't put you in combat. So if I let this cutscene play out, it puts me in combat, so it's just more convenient to let that cutscene play out. So I'm gonna walk through here a little bit. So we have one more elevator set of enemies to get through before we have to deal with some more stuff. So
やっぱこういう世界観だとテレポートできる種族もいるんですね。
Try to kill them.
SF だとありがちな。
No. Really? I'm just gonna singularity them to keep it simple.
と構えてるな。どうでしょうね。早いのかな。
So ideally, want to try to kill everything in there. Sometimes I'll just leave one alive because it's just a waste of time to be killing them or sitting there killing them. Because most of the time you'll be able to hit the XP threshold that you need. So coming up now, here's another menu that we have to do before the boss. I'm gonna loot these two because I need items here. So I'm gonna learn lift here, which is basically lifting your enemies in the air. It's another form of CC that is very nice. We got a pistol, which is really nice. So I'm gonna put this on for better accuracy and chemical rounds. I'm gonna see if there's any free armor we can get. I don't want to put on medium armor. That's it. So I'm gonna do a safety quick save here because this fight can troll you, or as troll you as in glitch you out. So this is the fight with Venezia. Very cool fight. So basically, there's 4 parts to it, so there's 3 waves of enemies that we have to kill before we can touch her or
スローを上げた。
so to
なんで
say.
しょうね。
So you want to be able to kill these as
なん
fast as
か
possible.
悪いことに使うのか、それとも
I'm
戦
gonna put
闘で使うの
Kaden
か。
and Tally here to take care of them. I'm gonna try to immediately take care of these 2 Asari here.
あ
So I couldn't take care of that
と
Asari
この
fast
世界
enough,
の
so
魔
ideally I
法
want to
的
kill
な
both of them
も
with
のが
them
2種類あっ
with
て、
those
一つが純粋
those
な超能
canisters,
力。
but I can just use my
ああ、
biomes here.
物飛ばしたりするやつ。はいはいは
Okay,
い。
the other one did not spawn at all. I did not see that.
確かに。
That's never
あ
happened
あ、
before, but
某
you know
マ
what?
レフ
I'll
ィセン
take
トさ
that.
んに似て
So
る。
this is an incredibly fast run. And this
えーっ
last
と、
one
もう一つが、ホームテニックというエンジニアスキルでデバイスを使って敵を凍らせる。
So I have to be careful here not to let Venezia touch me because that can be really bad. So hopefully Kaden throws Venezia, not a big deal. So
スローは超能力のスキルで敵やオブジェクトを吹き飛ばすことができます。ああ、なんか敵を吹き飛ばせるね。
Gonna use adrenaline burst to recharge and quickly take care of that random Asari. And that's the battle. That battle went really well. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that because on the second phase of this, there's supposed to be a second Asari that's there that you have to kill, which is why I saved my lift for it. But for whatever reason, it did not spawn. So you know what? I'll take that.
超能力スキルはレベルを上げると、超小型のブロックホールを作ったり、無重力にしたり、敵を右と左に同時に引っ張ってダメージ、やばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばい。やばいやばい、それやばいやつ。
And so now here, I think, I forgot the plot point of this, but it was something about her kind of like running experiments on this poor little insect here. To I guess for basically Saren's needs, I forgot. So
なんかエイリアンみたいなの出てきましたが。
But we're basically killing it for renegade points. Because we're jerks. Shepard doesn't like bugs. Bugs have to be squashed.
I have a question. In Mass Effect 1, do you still get like the cool face scars if you answer Renegade?
I can't remember. I think that's a Mass Effect 2.
この触手頭の種族はこの世界のエルフエルフだったのが、まあめちゃくちゃ頭がいい種族ってことかな。
Shepard is kind of a jerk, but we don't do like way overly jerky things throughout the whole game just because we skip everything. So yeah, that was a very good Venezia fight. Like I've had runs instantly end.
長寿で頭がいい種族ってことですかね、多分。
Biotic during that cutscene, your run just instantly ends there because you glitch out and you basically you kind of basically just glitch out into the void and
ああ、超能力スキルに適性があって女性しか存在しない。
You're not seeing it right now, but I'm spamming my weapon swapping button, which is mouse or the mouse wheel down, because I want to kind of do the weapon skip save here because there's gonna be a cutscene that plays here after, and I don't like cutscenes, so we're gonna spam the quick save button here, and then we're just gonna load our file to save this or to skip this cutscene. And we are done with Noveria, and we're off to Pharos now, which is the second planet we're going to be doing because
この世界では美人。なるほど。ちょっと人類には理解できないものだっただけか。いや、でもよく見たらちょっと可愛いかなって若干思ったり思わなかったり。
The weapon we can afford. So we're trying to buy a certain pistol called the Stiletto 4, which for pretty much our purposes of the speedrun is going to be very powerful. Because if we try to go through the entire game with our newbie level pistols, things wouldn't be going very well, to say the least.
今、さっきのちょっとのシャーってなんか、ガラスに入っている時の顔ちょっと可愛かったかもしれないですね。
We're gonna get another landing cutscene here, and I have to be careful to not walk out of bounds here because this can happen if I mash buttons too fast. And I don't want to talk to you can easily so you can void in here where you can't get out, but you can talk to Navigator Presley to fix that. So we're gonna be grabbing these codex values, not for the lore, but for the free XP. Gonna be taking Caden and Tally out again.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
さて、また新しいミッションが始まったっぽいですね。
So yeah, I haven't had really good luck with grenades so far, which is why I opted to chuck a few. Normally, if I'm not very good on grenades, I would opt to not use them. So basically, grenades kind of save you like about 5 seconds if you're optimal with them, really.
なんか超能力でふわーってなってますね。
Being able to sprint and use grenades through that saves you 5 seconds. Like,
なんだこいつは。
But every little bit kind of matters, especially if you're trying to go for top times. So we're just gonna run through here. So you saw that I kind of like had this little kind of like aura thing on me. That means
すばしっこそうなのが来ましたね。
But I don't really use my weapon here, so it's not a big deal. So that's why I kind of shoot it for fun and giggles. So normally on Pharaohs, you have to go through like a whole bunch of colonists rescuing, but we don't really care about the colonists. We're trying to solve problems as efficient as we can. So we're gonna do another clip to get through that. We're basically skip this entire planet. This entire planet is just the boss fight, and that's it. And also conveniently, because we didn't rescue any of the colonists that we're supposed to rescue, it also gives us a lot of renegade points, which is really nice. Not nice for the colonists, but you know, I hope the universe will understand. So I'm gonna learn here advanced marksman.
さあ、またステフィが入りましたね。
Vanguard for increased damage. And so we're gonna be faced up against a really fun boss here. So the Thorian has very many parts here. So basically, there's kind of like these little nodes that we have to take care of. And then we have to take care of like the little ads and everything in between. So generally these little nodes can be very annoying to deal with because they have a lot of defense. So that's why we got advanced warp. And each of them will have a Asari clone guarding it that is very annoying. So I had to be pretty much on the spot with my rotations because I ideally want to have either throw or lift available for these Asari.
お、なんか出てきた。
We're gonna immediately yeet this Asari clone.
あ、戦うことになりましたね。
Later, buddy.
吹っ飛ばして、倒して、一方的になんかやってる。
This node has a lot of defense, but the node will generally lure the more
これが弱点かな。
more little ads that you kill. So, but some of them just have naturally very low defense. So as you see here, they're gonna spawn on their Asari. So this fight is just basically managing your rotation
また出てきた。
and making sure that the ads don't kill you, or its ads don't kill you, because these ads kind of hurt. I'm gonna lift the Asari clone up. I'm gonna quickly take care of them. So these Thorian creepers have 2 attacks. They have a spitting attack as well as their melee attack. So their spitting attack, as you see, just dealt like half of Shepard's HP.
すぐダウン取れるのがいいですね。
To be that close to them.
お、
So do singularity here. Warp. As you see there.
ああ、クローン作ってるんだ、今の。
We did a lot of damage. I throw this Asari clone down to the ground. Immediately use adrenaline to refresh my cooldowns for this next place. So, in addition to basically trying to kill these ads and taking care of all this, I had to make sure Caden and Tally don't die, because if Caden and Tally die, it's generally just not great news.
弱点らしきところ攻撃入りましたね。
I basically kind of need them to
押し倒すの強いな。
Historian, so This one can be annoying because the aiming system can be bad for this, and if it
超能
lets,
力で吹っ飛ばしてますね。
you basically have a chance. Basically have a chance to control you because they can do like really annoying status effects, like they'll kind of like throw you to the ground, pretty much. So we don't want that to happen to us. So this one's probably the slowest part because all of our stuff's on cooldown. So we're just gonna be basically.
これパーンってやっただけでダウン取れるの強いですね。
Be a little careful for my HP. So I ideally don't want my weapons to overheat, so in that case I just use my shotgun. I have to be a little careful here because I don't want to die.
超能力で吹っ飛ばして、
Opportunity to take care of this
さあ
Saurian
ま
node
た
here.
次のところに来ましたね。
So I'm gonna
一
rush
瞬
up
で終わ
here
った。
because I want to be able to deal with these Saurian creepers up here. So you'll also notice me meleeing these creepers. So meleeing these creepers is really nice because I want them to Sorry, give me a second. Need to kill this guy immediately. That's kind of bad, but I think they're dead. So meleeing these will knock these Thorians down and just give me some breathing room. So now we're at the last part here, so I'm just gonna wait till my cooldowns are refreshed here. I should do this. Throw this last SRR clone down, and then we just need to take care of these last couple ads here.
かなりあれですね。
So now that we took care of the lot,
兵の数が多いですね。
defenses down, then that's a Thorian fight.
あ、これで最後か。
So this fight is basically kind of like all about managing your rotations, your cooldowns, and just making sure your teammates are all topped up because you basically want to be pretty much on top of all of that. And this there's gonna be another minute cutscene here. It's
これが
another very corny cutscene.
クロー
with
ン
the
の
same visuals.
元の人なのかな。
Basically, I think the Thorian was being commanded by the Sasari, who was kind of being indoctrinated by Saren. So if you have any more donations, you have time for.
Sure thing. I have $5 from Mia, who says, I don't know if I'm going to do this right, but extremely Starship Troopers voice. I'm from Eden Prime, and I say kill them all. Thank you so much for that donation.
I assume that's to heck the council.
I think it's to heck the council. We also have $18 from Will at Work, who says, great cause, thanks for your efforts. And thank you, Will at Work, for your donation. You are helping us support a great cause on a very important day, Mental Health Day.
これは
Yeah, so this is basically the same cutscene, but it's a bit more clear. It's a little bit of apocalyptic happening of what's going to happen to everyone if they don't deal with a very certain danger. And yes, that is a big creepy crawling little thing that you saw in the beginning of the game. So yeah, very awkward silence. It's a lot to take in for Shepard.
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
Alrighty, so now, alright, we're at 3 grenades, which isn't ideal, but it's fine. So I'm gonna make a quick save here because this is the person I'm gonna be buying my endgame pistol on, so...
今映ったのがリーパーという本作を通しての最大の敵のビジョン。
Alright, we are way over our money limit. So this stiletto is way more powerful than any other weapons we could have gotten. So that's why I had to save up for that. And that's why we routed pretty much our entire planet order around that, because as you're gonna see here in a second, this pistol is gonna do a lot of damage, especially since we're getting it this early. So we're just gonna go down here. I'm gonna shoot the ground here to get into combat, and as you see, this camp normally would take a couple hits, but we just basically killed it in 2 hits. Just casually. Not a big deal, right? Just gonna let them wail at me because they can't really do much to me. Except for being annoying. And after that, that's pretty much Pharaohs. So we've got 2 planets down and a couple more to go. So I'm actually not going to do the weapon skip in this cutscene because there's 2 triggers to this and it's pretty much very hard to do and you don't save that much time.
I've sent off the Pharaohs report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the council?
So now we're just going to go through a couple more plot points here. So basically the council is telling us about some urgent kind of operations that they found about Saren that they're having on Vermeer. But we won't be visiting that place just yet because we've got some Mako fun coming up. So our next planet here is Therum. So we basically wanted to find someone who's knowledgeable about the Protheans, which is basically kind of like an ancient race of people, and they basically had those conduits. So we want to try to find a SRR named Liara who is studying these Protheans. And generally, like, the game doesn't tell you where she is, but, you know, since we're speedrunners, we know exactly where she is. So there's another big reset point in this run, because we get to deal with our best friend, the
さっき
Mako. So
ちらっと名前が出てきたジョーカ
Novera
ー
was not bad
ジョー
because
カー
we
君
don't
が、
do anything
大変エモいキャラクターで、下半身不随というハンデを追っ
It's a
て
run killer
なお
because
人
we
類
have to do
最
some
高
pretty
の
difficult clips
宇
with
宙船
Mako.
パイロット。いいですね。
And
Oi.
as everybody knows, Mako physics is Mako physics. So this first little bit isn't bad here, but
あ、また
I'm gonna do
来
a
る。
quick save here because I'm gonna be doing a bit of a swag jump
マコくんのパートですね。
to kind of like get a quick shortcut through here because you can cut a little bit of corners. I think this is the only corner that you can really cut without it being sketchy. Jump here.
飛んだ。
So that just lets
ちょ
us skip having
ちょっ
to
と
go
な
through
ん
there.
か、無茶な
Not
走りを
needed
してます
very
が、
much, but convenient to have.
今のはショートカットっぽいですね。
So it's about a little bit of driving before we get through one of the harder skips. So the first part isn't that bad, but it can troll you because Mako can troll you. But basically, what I'm gonna be doing is trying to like use the momentum and height to get me through a gate that I'm not supposed to get through until a little bit later. And if I don't fail it, I can still keep trying again, but there's ads in the way, and I would rather just try to get this through first try. So I'm gonna need a little moment here to try to focus because I need to be a little bit precise in where I'm going.
飛ぼうと思えば飛べるんですね。
It's got no faith.
あー、飛んだ。
So yeah, that was first try, pretty good.
やりやがったこいつ。
Or Gef is annoying, so. Basically, you're supposed to run all the way down here on foot and open the gates. But you know, we like to do cool tricks with the Mako, so we basically jumped over there with the Mako. So that's the first skip done. The second one's a decent bit harder. We're gonna try to get some free XP here by sniping these big Gef machines. Kaboom. So we're just gonna drive here. Oh, that's rude.
悪いことしない、このパート悪いことしないのかなと思った
So
ら
you
がっ
don't
つり決めて
technically
きま
need
し
to
た
kill
ね。
them, but it's nice because it gives you a chance at getting grenades. I don't want to risk that. I don't think I got it, but maybe. So sometimes
あれ
aiming,
ぐらいの
so
高
you'll
さだ
notice
った
I
ら
zoom in, so
い
sometimes
け
I
るん
aim
ですね。
Mako just because it's aim or just like so like when you're not zoomed in, the cannons on the Mako kind of aim based on where the little kind of like I don't know turret thingy is pointing at. and it takes a little while for it to point like a certain direction, so that's why it can be kind of hard. So that's why it's just a lot easier to use the aiming mechanism because you're not bound by that. So boom. So it's about like 30-45 seconds more driving before we get to the second clip. So just gonna be doing a little bit more driving here. So actually a little bit shorter because once we're in this cave, we got a few more gifts to deal with, and then we get to have a lot of fun, and not in a good way. Though it's not as bad as the end game. Spoilers. So we're gonna kill these rocket troopers here. And then we're gonna, there's 3 more gifts that we have to kill here, and then we're gonna be doing this next clip. So after here, you're intended to be on foot, but because we're gamers, we're gonna be going in here through the Mako. So I'm just gonna wait here a second to save, because you can't actually get stuck through here. So what I'm trying to do here is get the Mako through this little
さて、
crevice.
目的地
So
に
I'm trying to
おっ
so I'm trying to angle it so that I can
そこ
get out
通れんの
there and kind of use the Mako's plan to push me there.
え
So first try
そ
on
れ
that
通れる
instantly
や
was really
つ
good. You can lose like a minute going through that. So that's very
そ
good.
こ
So
もう
you're
降りて
intended
歩
to
くと
like
ころじゃ
cover
ない
this
です
whole
か
entire area on foot. But, we just went in here through the Mako, so it's a little hard to navigate through this place with the Mako just because you're not intended to be in here with the Mako.
絶対そこ車で通るとこじゃないでしょ
Normally there's like a boss, little mini boss that you deal with that is very annoying to deal with, but because we entered in here through that Mako, through the Mako, the AI pretty much just breaks.
なるほどね。こんな狭いとこ通れないだろうと思いきや、横転、わざと横転させて、車体を横に曲げて入りましたね。
There's gonna be all these skiff that jump down here, and as you're gonna see,
さて、ボスっぽいのが出てきましたが。
in their little formation, so let's size up the big one here because that's the only one that you need to kill. Yeah, that's literally the only one you need to kill. I'm gonna recharge here because I kind of want that for the next part. And yeah, so having to do that with being on foot is just really annoying. So that's why it's just very efficient to bring the Mako in, because like as you saw there, I did like a really funny shortcut. And even though that trick can lose you minutes, it's just very much worth it to do, just because of the amount of time you save, not having to be stressed out about that boss fight. So we're gonna do another clip here to skip going through all of those
なんか不穏な停止をして、クイックセーブからロードして、どこにいるんですかなんか超えた失敗したかないや。ん成功したのかなんか悪いことをして成功した
So basically, our job is to free Liara here, but we're gonna free her the kind of unintended way. So we have to take care of these ads here. And then we get to play a very fun kind of memory puzzle game here. Where's the...
無理やり柵超えたかな
So, if you play this on like an Xbox or something, it's you easily know what the mining code is, but it's random on PC, so... Really? So, alright, that was not too bad. So normally you have to go down here and do a couple more things to release that force field barrier, but... Like I said, we're gonna free Liara the very unintended way by magically going through this barrier with the power of, clips. So we're gonna crouch down here. Make a quick save.
クイックセーブして、多分越えられないとこを抜けたっぽいですね。なんか抜けましたね。
So there's one more like kind of little mini boss that we deal with here, but now that we have the Stiletto 4, as well as a very nice mod to deal more damage to Igeth. This boss fight is basically a joke. If we had done it earlier, it would have been a lot more sketchier because we're in the open, pretty much. And we don't have a lot of tools to deal with this Krogan here. So I'm gonna throw this Krogan Battle Master
いか
to
に
the
も
ground.
悪そうな
I'm just
連
gonna
中が出てきま
basically...
したが、
And that's
思っ
Therum.
たよりもあっさり終わりましたね。
So this cutscene plays for like 45 seconds. I also have to at the end prepare a skip that I have to do. If I don't do that skip, I have to watch a cutscene, and that's obviously very slow. Also, you might not notice it because I fixed the sounding, but if you were to go through this normally in this game, the sound would be pretty much very messed up because for whatever reason, these cutscenes play at max volume, even if you have your volume set to the lowest. So what I've done is I kind of turned everything up to the max in-game, but in the Windows settings, I turned it down to like the bare minimum. So I'm gonna prepare here another weapon swap cutscene skip. Just give me a moment.
さっきの悪そうな種族が実際めちゃくちゃ悪くて、シビライゼーションっていうなら全員アステカみたいな種族。めちゃくちゃまあ好戦的なやつらってことですね。
We got all that sorted out. We can go to the, I guess, to the last kind of like major planet before kind of like the end.
母性は核戦争をやってすでに滅亡している。
So basically, what happens now is we pretty much found where Saren's possible border of operations is.
さらに繁殖力も高いので、もう表示下に目つけられてますね。
Biotics again are overpowered in this game. We don't really bring Kaden or Liara for the damage, though they do appropriate damage because this is on casual. But
子供ができる確率が1000分の1になるウイルスをばらまかれ、めちゃくちゃ制裁受けてるじゃないですか。
So basically, they're extremely useful to us. So there is actually a new route change here that saves about over 2.5 minutes if you get the full skip on Ilos, which is the last planet that we'll be visiting, pretty much. But it involves a very cursed strat with the Mako, as you're gonna see later.
こいつらを滅亡させるか、それとも、そのウイルスを治すかがシリーズとしての大きな決断になってくる。言ってましたね。そのシリーズ。このシリーズのなんか、まあ、主な、システムの一つとして、まあ、選択肢が、まあ、そのシリーズを通して影響してくる。
Instead of doing that now, we basically make the Mako we basically break the Mako physics to get through the door. But unfortunately that strategy is extremely inconsistent and many runs have been lost to it. I myself
いやでも助けたら
a really nice record of
助けたら助けたでめちゃくちゃ増えて演奏が増えるかもしれないっていう
of how inconsistent that is, but it saves so much time if you get the skips or get the full skips using the cursed Mako trick. But you know, this is Vermeer. This is pretty straightforward. 本当に助けていいのかどうかちょっとなんか no crazy Mako shenanigans here. But we do make use of some nice fancy tricks to make this play a little bit faster. Nice, we got a grenade cell. You'll notice I parked my Mako here in a certain spot. Because, like I said, if we don't park the Mako in a certain spot, we have to walk a lot, and walking ain't fun. So, quickly kill the enemies here. So you'll notice that since we're pretty closer to the end game, these mobs have a decent amount of HP now. The game kind of scales its HP and everything based on your current level. So now our weapon here
あ、
is
そう、クリップ
kind of
作
about
った
equal
ら、
to what we would
ディス
normally
コー
have
ド
in
の
a
ところに
normal
クリップ
playthrough
用ってのがあ
at
って、あ
this
そこ
point.
に貼っておくともしかし
So
たら
yeah,
どっ
if
かで
I,
使えるかもしれない
well,
です
I
ね。
was able to enter the Mako through there
も
because
しよ
of
け
the
れ
way I
ば
positioned the Mako. Had I not positioned the Mako
貼っ
correctly,
てい
I
ただ
would
ける
have had
と、
to go. I pretty much would have to go like down the stairs again, and I don't want to go downstairs. That's slow.
ツイッター担当の人が
So
買
I'm
っ
gonna
た
do the
り、
same
エ
thing
ンディング
and
か、エンディン
position
グスライド
the
もしかしたら使われたり
here.
するかもしれないです。
Gotta take care of these low places here. So these gap destroyers like to kind of get in your face and deal a lot of melee damage, so
そっ
that's
か、
why
悪いやつだけじゃなくて
you
め
tend
ちゃくちゃ
to
いいやつがい
want to use your
て、
biotics here to take care of
こういう人たちが
to
いっ
prevent
ぱいい
them
る
from
んだ
getting
なっ
you
て
because
いう
they can do
悩まされる
a
んで
decent
す
amount of
ね。
damage. And yeah, just like that, I can instantly get back up on the Mako. It's not a glitch or anything, but I would say it's a clever use of game mechanics. And that's basically, we're at the end of the Mako section here. So
お、日
there's gonna
本語な
be
か
a
ったのが
cutscene
リ
that I
マスタ
also
ー版
had
で
to kind of slowly go through because
ちゃんと日本
in
語が
this
対応できるように
cutscene,
なった
or in
と。
this planet, you had to lose one of your party members, and the game gives you a choice between Caden or Ashley. We're gonna be saving Caden because Caden gives us pretty much better combat usability for the speed run. You can, of course, choose to use just save Ashley because it lets you master this conversation a little faster. But Tally's not as useful as Caden. So it's basically your choice, but Caden makes the ending fights a little bit more consistent. So just give me a second to master this cutscene. And yeah, we're gonna have Ashley go with the Solarians.
いやー、いいですね。まあ、いろんな種族が本当個性
So
的
I
な種
also have
族
to
が
keep
多く
that in
て、
mind because I'm gonna be wanting to save Caden because Caden now takes the other spot as you're gonna see later on.
スタートレック、僕はスタートレック見てたんですけど、ああいうのが好きな、ああいうのを見るの好きな人たちがやったら
So
楽し
for
そ
cutscene mashing, I'm gonna shoot in
う。
the
こう
air
いう
because
世
it
界
means
観。
combat immediately. I'm just gonna be skipping through here because we don't need to kill any of these enemies. So I'm at 5 grenades, which is really nice. And I only need to use 1 grenade. Or I have the ability to use 1 grenade to make a section go faster. And shoot these Gev drones because they're annoying. Alrighty, so let's shoot this annoying Gef here.
さて、時間的には、1時間が経過して、まあ、
So I'm
EST1 時
gonna.
間
So there's
45
a
分な
Gef
ので、
destroyer in this corner that I want to
だい
take care
たい
of ASAP. That's
ま
why
あ、半
I
分
use my
は
marksman
超
for
え
that.
て、3分の2
Oh,
ぐらい
nice!
い
I got a
ったか
spawn. Interesting. I
な
got
ぐ
the
らいです
spawn
かね。
where the pattern where the Gef is here in this corner. Normally the Gef would be attacking us, but they're still in this corner.
おそらくま
Turn
あ、
on the
ストーリー
barrier
も
here.
佳境に入ってきたのではないでしょうか。
Quickly kill this Krogan here.
うん
Alrighty, so this little console here can be really hard to really drain to access. Just gonna shoot these two here. They die in 2 hits, very easy, and we're gonna throw this Gef Juggernaut to the ground here, so I don't have
は
to
い、
deal
ああ、
with
こん
them.
にちは。もうお昼ですね。
So I forgot to mention this, but you'll notice why I'm not using all my boosts at once.
ああ、
Is
設
because
定のテキスト多
whenever
い
that certain
感じで
animation
いいですね。
on Shepherd's Spirit, you get kind of like a boost bonus.
そう
So
で
that's
す
why
ね。
I'm
アク
using
シ
it
ョン
like very
RPG。
efficient. Oh, that's rude. My weapons got overheated, so... So normally you have to do, like, a bunch of stuff to get this bridge opened up, but... You know what? We're Shepard, we're... You know, we're a Spectre for a reason. We can skip these. We defy physics. Literally. Some throw a grenade here to, get some, sprint action going on. And then we're at the last bit of part where we have to temporarily say bye to Kaden because he's going to be doing some stuff. So, which it's also going to be the last time you're going to see Tally in the party.
ちょっと目を離してる時に
So,
悪いことしましたか？
She gets plenty of game action in the early to mid game. So in terms of drops, I'm actually hoping for one more ideal drop, which is the tungsten, which is basically the upgraded version of armor piercing, because most of the enemies that we're going to be facing now are Geth.
今回は奏者さんの顔は、奏者、今見た感じだと出てないけど、出してる人もいるのかな？ああ、爆風ね。爆風で加速はどうもしてますね。時々自分の足元に爆弾を投げているのが見えますね。
And so that's aside from that, all there is just pretty much a ton of walking and stuff. So, out of curiosity, how are we on the save or heck the council? Is there any pacifist looking to save the council, or is everyone opting to?
So
どう
far,
なんだ
we
ろう
are
な。
100%
EST
kill the council.
から
We are hecking them.
どうだろう、どれくらい、あとどれくらいなんだろう。
You folks are all jerks, just like
EST 通りぐらいなのかな。
Shepard. I like this. I have to say though, Renegade Shepard is honestly one of the most funnest parts because it's basically being evil, but not
Mass
being
Effect
like
popular
evil.
in Japan.
I'm gonna shoot these canisters actually.
ポピュラーでは
Because it'll be useful to get them
な
sized
い
up a little
か
bit.
な。
So if you have any donations or anything you want to announce, there's some time here.
No donations at the moment.
誰か
I will
お
just throw it
答え
out
で
there
き
in
る
the
と
chat. We are coming up somewhat close
助かる。
to the end of the bid war to save or kill the council. So if you want to put some money into
でも
saving
楽
the
しんでるよ
council,
って
or you
言っ
want
てい
to
ただ
add
け
a
ると
little
ね、
buffer
助
to
かる。
hacking the council, we would be happy to see those donations come in. But just in general, we're at $1,244 already on day one of Speedrun Ragnarok out of our $10,000 goal. So that is absolutely fantastic. We're super humbled and excited for all the support. And your donations will enter you in for the chance to win some prizes as well. So if you want to put donations in for this run or for any of the other really cool incentives that we've got throughout the week, definitely feel free to go through and do that. I know somebody just linked the incentives command in chat, but if you type !incentives, if you're just tuning in, you can see the whole list of incentives and have a link to donate as well.
I want to explain real quick. I did pretty much my final menuing here. So what I did was, that's why I got Renegade points so that I can convince Saren to eventually do some action, which I'll explain in a second here. But I also got the final levels of Marksman for more pistol damage, as well as full.
悪いことしましたね。
fully level throw for boss fights that are coming up.
悪いことしてますね。
So that's basically the final menu I'll be doing because that's honestly all the points that I get. So you're gonna be seeing here why I got 9 in Intimidate. After you see this very cool cutscene. And yeah, it's gonna be about like, I think 15 minutes or so until we have to cut that incentive out. So there's still plenty of time if you feel sorry for the council and you decide just spare them.
Of course, it was all for nothing. Trillions. One side. Sovereign need. No.
That's why I put 9 points to intimidate, because I'm gonna be taking a series of actions that will let me skip a last boss battle at the end. And that's Vermeer. So we saved Kaden there, because as I said, Kaden's just a more useful character to
な
bring
か
in
なか
Ashley.
そうですね。
And we don't want to be running all the way to where Ashley
面
is.
白そうなんですけ
We
ど、
want to be
あ
saving
まり
whoever's handling the bombs.
まだ
Also,
ちょっ
peeped
と
the very
日
funny
本では
falcon
知名度
punch
が
that Shepard did
ない
to
ような気がします。
Saren.
結構なんか日本でも好きな人は
And also
多
a
そう
very
なんで
cool
すけど
cutscene
ね。
here because girl power. So I'm also going to be prepping for another weapon swaps cutscene skip here, because if we don't skip the cutscene, it's going to be bad news.
おっと、また
Here, this bit. So that's not the
ロー
last
ド
one I'm
で
gonna
これ
do,
は
so
会話をスキッ
after
プし
this,
たか
we're
な
kind of getting a minor
イベン
sidetrack
トス
here,
キッ
but
プした感がありますね。
so I think in like prior speedruns you had to do like the second part of the Citadel, but we can basically skip the entire thing and instantly get us back on the normality, because in the plot, like you're kind
そ
of
うで
stuck
すね。洋芸
on
の
the
中で
ground
はまあ
and you
知
have to
名
do
度ある
stuff,
方。
but you know what?
僕も確かにタイトルは聞
Oh,
いた
I
こ
didn't
と
get
はあ
this
る
cutscene. This one's a little
ぐ
hard
ら
to
い。
get. So I was supposed to kind of like mash my
うん。
cutscene or
SF は
but
好きだ
now
っ
I have
た
to play
ら
through
こ
this
れ
part. It
は
loses you
の
about
めり
like
込み
5 or
そうな
6
気がしま
seconds
す。
to get it, but it's not the worst thing if it happens. So normally you have to do like a bunch of tasks here, but we're gonna be skipping that. So I'm gonna do a safety save here, because this,
お
well,
っ
it's not hard
と、
to get
これ
currently,
は
but if you fail it, you're pretty
難
much
易
done
度を
for,
変え
because
た。
you
ハ
generally
ード
just don't
コア
have
に
to
しま
save
したね。
back to where you were from before. So I'm gonna do a safety save here.
で、セーブし
Push
て、
down here.
ハードコアにしたのは何か理由があるのかな
So for this
で、クイッ
save,
クロードし、
I
い
kind of
や
need
クイ
to
ッ
be
ク
in a
セー
really
ブロー
precise
ドで、
spot to get me back to the
悪いこ
normality,
としま
and
した
align
ね。
myself up here with that green marker. And then I need to align myself exactly
ああ、
around here to where
SF
that
版の
plate
ドラゴン
meets,
エイ
and
ジ。
then I'm gonna load my save and I'm not gonna touch anything. And I should be on
本
the
当に刺さるのは
normality
ヘイロー
this
ではなく
time.
て、ドラゴンエイジファンの方が刺さりやすい。
So you also notice in the
あ
menu
あ
that
と
I
バ
changed
グ、
my games
どっ
to
かで
to
見
the
たことある
hardcore.
なってので、こ
This
の
is
セーブ
because
ロードの使い方は、
VR
ス
is
ター・ウ
gonna
ォー
be
ズのオール
taking
ド・
me
リ
out
パ
for
ブリ
a
ックです
while.
ね。
Because
あれ
in
で
order
見
for
た、
this trick
見
to
ま
work
したね、
out
これ。
correctly, I need Liara. I need one of my party members to die, and we're gonna be, and that's why I also saved those grenades, because we're gonna be using those grenades to kill our party members. So we really put the renegade and renegade shepherd.
割といろんな
And
シ
yes,
リー
this
ズ
is
の
if you thought the
シ
Mako
ステムや
sections
バグがちらほらと見
were
える。
really fancy, well, this one's gonna be on an entirely new level. So this strat was found by a glitch hunter
さて、
named Lufex.
ここまで
So
です
basically,
が、
if
司
I
会進行
so
が、
basically
まあ
as a brief
ちょっ
explanation
と
of this
交代
trick,
の
if
時
you
間
load the
になり
Mako,
ま
if
し
you
たので、この
enter
あたりで
the Mako at the same time as your character
失
named
礼しましょ
Sanjan,
うかね。
the physics for the Mako pretty much
というわけで、 はい、
essentially they go
お
one.
疲れ様でした。次の司会進行の方に交代いたします。お疲れ様でした。引き続き、スピードランラグナロク2021、お楽しみください。
You can skip the entirety of ILO, so this is where pretty much most of your runs will die. So I
聞こえておりま
also
すでしょ
turned
う
off my
か。
squad powers because I don't want Kaden and Liara to do anything. I want them to just sit there and soak hits.
大丈夫そうです
So
かね。
there's a couple
はい。
things I had to do.
はい、ここから
I'm
は
gonna
司
kill
会
the
変わりまして、
mandatory gift
私、
that I
ミ
had
ケ
to
君
kill,
の
and
方が
then I
担
have
当させて
to
いただき
basically
ます。よろしくお
kind
願
of
いいた
send
し
Liara
ます。
out to lower her HP, re-enter the Mako, and then get her killed. So the way the trick works is that the
はい、
direction
これ途
you can't really
中ま
influence the
では
direction the
一
Mako goes,
緒
but
に
the story direction is
見て
kind of
いたん
influenced
です
by
けれ
the
ども、
position
ハ
that
ー
you
ドコアに
enter
変わってから何か鋭っ
enter the
ていう
Mako
感じなん
from.
ですかね。
So I'm gonna be a little quiet here. I'm gonna need to be a little quiet here for a little bit because I really do need to focus for this trick. So this one's pretty simple enough. I just need to kill these Geth here. So there's 3 Geth here I need to kill. And then we're gonna send Liara over there. And then I'm gonna wait till she's at lower HP. So the lower HP she is, the better.
まあなんかこう怒りも終盤っぽい感じの
Because putting on hardcore means she's gonna take more
ダン
damage.
ジョン見
And
た目してますけども、
basically the difficulty also tells you how much your characters will regenerate. So at hardcore, she's not gonna be regenerating that much HP. So I'm gonna position a Mako kind of like right here. That's good enough. So I'm gonna do a safety save because you kind of definitely want a safety save for this part. So you can see here, I'm gonna throw a grenade to kill Liara. And then I'm gonna be looking at direction here.
ああ、
So
これはなんかやろ
it's
うと
not
し
an
てる
ideal
な。
position I want. So just gonna be loading this here. And yes, this is the graveyard where runs go to die.
これは悪いことをしようとしてますよ。
So,
あ
as you see there, the
あ、
Mako basically went ham,
あ
to say the least.
あ、
But
車が
it's
実
not
弾
what
し
I
ている。
want. I want the Mako to clip through the door.
あ、これは失敗しちゃったの
To
か。
just,
う
that's not
わ
ideal either.
ー、いや、ふわーってレベルじゃないでしょ、これ。
I did not mean to load that save. I think here is fine. Okay, so yeah, as you see here, I instantly
Wow,
kind of
to
clip
go.
into there, and that skips having to go down those elevators.
これ結構
And
難
so,
しい。あ、これ成功
if
し
you
たん
thought
で
that
す
was
ね、やっ
bad,
ぱり。
there's
あ
more.
あ、成功しちゃっ
There's
た。
a second skip that I can either skip going have to go
こ
down
れ
a
が
couple
ど
more
れくらい
elevators,
スキッ
or
プ
I
できた
skip
のか
pretty
はちょっ
much
とわからな
the
いんです
entire
けど、
second part of this
だい
part.
ぶやばいことしてましたね。
Hey, try to remember why we're here, Saren, Conduit, the fate of the entire known galaxy.
So I just have to drive down here a little bit. I'm gonna need to take care of these 2 Geth here.
What are all those things on the wall? Some kind of containers?
Thankfully, they still die in 1 hit, even on hardcore, to the good old Mako thrashing.
Cryogenic freezing. Something must have gone wrong. This bunker became their tomb. The pods are dead as well as anyone inside.
All of them? There must be hundreds of those.
ここ立ち見ると普通にまっすぐ進んで大事に見えるんですけど
Oh, that was
ね、
close enough.
この前にと
So
ても悪い
normally
ことをし
here
てたん
you
で
have
すよ
to kind of
ね。
go down this elevator and talk to Virgil, who's some kind of protein AI thingy majigger. But we're gonna attempt to be
なん
hopefully
かそ
either
れっ
be
ぽい
going
で
up
すよ
all the
ね。
way
な
up
ん
there
か
or
この
towards
先に
here
ラスボス
later.
いそうな雰囲気し
And
ま
this
す
one's
ね。
even more inconsistent than the
Oh.
last one, because just because this one has a lot more places that you can
僕
kind
も
of
ね、
get
やっ
trapped
たこと
through.
ないんですよ、マスエフェクトは。だからこの先どうなってるの
I'm
か
gonna
わ
do
から
another
ないんで
safety
すよね。
save here. Please put me out of combat. Thank you. So I'm gonna do another safety save here. So ideally here, I want to be getting to the top because that would let me skip the entire tunnel run, but not as ideal, but still okay.
うわ
for it.
なんだ、何が落ちて
That's
るんだ。
pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna do a save here. But I still want to try to get to the top just so that I can kind of demonstrate it. So I'll be trying that for a little bit. But for those of you who are wondering, this puts me all the way down here.
おお、
But since I honestly do want to show this other one, this other clip to you all because I think it's way cooler.
え、これはやり直
If I
し
get
もう一
this,
回
so
もう一
I'm
回
going to be attempting this for a little more. If
もう
I
一回っ
don't
ぽいで
get
すね
it, I'll just revert back.
ここを狙ってふ
But
わ
yeah, the Mako is basically kind of uncontrollable at this state. Wow, you just really got stuck in the elevator, huh?
ああ、なるほど。うまいことこの挙動を使って上の方行こうとしてると。
Because I want to basically get all the way up to the top of that.
ああ、どっかに
glass.
引っ掛けようとしてるのかな。
Come on. So I can. So
Oh.
you can kind of reset the physics of the Mako. It's not 100% guaranteed. Oh wow, you're not really having it today, huh? I'll do a couple more tries at it. If I don't get it, we'll just keep on. But if I get all the way up to the top,
ああ、これ
then
失敗なんですか。
run.
そうなんだ。
That's why I'm gonna show it off to chat because it's really cool.
あーでも最後なんかうまく乗っかったような風に見えたんだけどな。
Almost there. Come on, just a little more
お
Mako.
お、あ、
I
さっきより
believe
高
in
く飛ん
you.
でる。さっきより高く飛んでおります。
You may have killed my runs, but you should at least let a chat have the glory.
この、あ、
I can't do this for too long because eventually the Mako will kind of blow up.
いや、これがマスエフェクト
Try
か。
my best
な
to
るほど
get
な。
this to a suitable position. Alright, we'll just try this, and if not, I'll do this plus one more try.
あ、
Oh, that might not.
謎の空
Actually,
間に。
maybe. Hey, alright.
これは成
I can
功
show
したや
this
つ
off
か。
to chat, so this is called the tunnel run skip.
あー、変な
This
とこ
is the
走っ
one
て
I really
る。
wanted to show off to you all,
変
and
な
that's
とこ
why I
走っ
spent
て
extra
る。
time on this. So, we're just gonna be jumping all the way up to here.
白い光を抜けた
And
先
so
は
normally in this game you have to do an entire tunnel run here.
よくわからん場所でした。
Do this.
ガレージの上に乗っかってる。
So I did that to repair my Mako because I don't want to be going down here at like no HP. We're gonna be jumping
空
down
飛んで
here.
る。
And then if I do this right, we're gonna be instantly at the end of the tunnels.
あ、しかもここちゃんとした道じゃないからまた変なところ
Just like
落
that.
っこちてって。
So
ああ、
now I can go back to casual gamer mode. I'm actually gonna keep autosave on. So, yeah, so this saves up to a total of almost 3 minutes from the original singularity route that was developed by prior runners of this game.
ああ、なんか
Sword, so
先に進めたみ
it's
たいです
very
ね。
cursed, but if you can get this right on a good run, your run's gonna be very good. So that's why I took
こ
every
れ
time
やる
out
こと
of
に
the game
難易度
to
変える
boldly
意味
show
があ
this
っ
off
た
to
ん
you
でしょうか。
all.
よくわかんないですよね。なんか
It seems like chat enjoyed it very much.
トンネルランスキップ。なるほど。
So yeah. So that was actually
これが
pretty
トンネ
good
ル効果っ
IRL
てやつですか。
because sometimes
何度も何
I've
度
been
も
trapped there for
チャレ
like
ンジ
10
してればい
minutes
つかは
trying
通
to
り抜
get
けられ
that
るという
skip,
ことを
but it just doesn't work. So
マ
at
スエ
least
フェ
I'm
クトを使
happy
っ
this
て
happened in the
再現したと。
marathon. So I do want to give out a 10 or 5 to 6 minute warning. So not only is the section for the save and kill and council going to be ending in around that time soon, but since this is a mental health stream, I wanted to kind of be transparent with you all that there's going to be a slightly distressing
こんなね、
cutscene,
こ
so
んなの抜け方したらそれは宇宙人ビビりますよね。それはもうね、なんかやべえやつが来てるぞって。
So I'm just gonna put a warning out there for those of you sensitive to kind of like suicide or something like that. So if you're sensitive to stuff like that, I recommend I'll give you a 1 minute warning, but I recommend during that time to turn on another tab and I don't know, look at a cute cat video because cats are cute. I recommend cute cat videos to fix all your problems. but I'll give you all a 1-minute warning on that, since I do understand
なんか
that
こ
it's very
う、コアっぽい
blatant
と
in your
こ
face, but it's
到
also
着
why
し
we
ま
can
したね。
skip a certain boss fight coming up. So we get this cool cutscene where we ride through the conduit.
こう、なんか徐々にこ
To get to
う、
the
謎
council
の
because council's now under
地
attack
球人
by
にこ
that huge
う、攻め込まれてる様子を見てると、あれですよね、メタナイトの逆襲のさ、あれを
came up. So
カービィにこ
you know, it's our job
う、
to
だんだん壊されていっ
save the
てる
world. So we're gonna
感じ
be
をちょっと
quickly killing
連想
this,
してしまった。
our friendly little neighborhood husk here.
ああ、まこちゃん、これで
I'm gonna be doing the final clip of
お
this
別れですか。
game.
まあ、
So
無理もない。
skipping
あ
a
んな
whole bunch
無茶
of
な
random stuff.
乗り方をすればそれは壊れますよ。無理やり横にして
Running through
くるん
here.
でたり、月端させたり。
Be trying to go through the side because I want to drop to one of the kind of underground areas here. Hopefully I didn't mess it up. Very good, I didn't mess that up. So this place can be slightly dangerous because you got that blasting in your face. Rest in peace, Liara. She'll be back.
お
Don't
ー
worry. That's rude. She forgot to shoot something. So it's normal that your teammates die here because, you know,
こ
those
こま
cannons
で
are...
一気に駆け抜けてきましたけど、こ
This
の
is about your
速さでここまで来ると、
1-minute warning
なんなんでしょうね。
right
戦
now.
力的にはこれ十分
Now
な
for
感じ
the
なん
distressing
ですかね。
cutscene. So if you have a version to
足りてなかったり
suicide or
し
anything
ない
like
んです
that,
かね、こういう
please
の。
turn on another tab and watch a cute cat video. Or take suggestions from the chat. So when I get up to these last cuts or set up cutscenes and stairs and the cutscene starts, I'm gonna end the incentive for that there. So you have
Ah,
my incentive
なるほど。
to know. Oh, and this part ends. So second warning.
回り道とかしないと、まあ、フルメンバーいかない感じで。なるほどね。
So
ありがとうございま
we're
す。
going to that basically why we got all those renegade points is to put 9 points to intimidate. So normally here, you have to face Saren.
まあ、オリジナル版やってリマスター版も一緒にやってるなんて人は、 そんな多くないかもしれないですからね。
And he's gonna commit suicide.
You've lost. You survived. Now my job. The Reapers.
So
Goodbye, Shepard. Thank you.
Rip and pepperoni, Saren. So let's end the council incentive here. So what did our donors choose?
Our donors have selected to heck the council.
Alrighty, so thank
Oh.
you for letting me master this
なんか、
cutscene.
なんか知らないけどお亡くなりになってしまった。
So it's actually faster to save the council because the cutscene here is shorter than if you heck the council. And so for those of you who scrolled to another place to not see the distressing cutscene, you all can come back. Please don't leave me. You're gonna miss
ああ、
the
で
best
もいいで
part.
すね、この感じ。なんか、大場さんもおっしゃってましたけど、
Congratulations everyone on
スター
hacking
トレ
the
ック感が
council.
結構あるんですよね。僕もスタートレックは見てるんですけど、
There's your daily dose of RPG jerk humans, I guess.
ああいう感じの SF ものは本当に好きで、マスエフェクトもこれ RTA 見てますけど、これ普通にプレイしてみたいなという感じはありますね。
Kind of like ditch the council and preserve basically more of your human ships. So there's about a minute of cutscenes here, but I'll explain a little bit about this fight with Saren. So this last fight here is I basically want to try and CC lock the final boss as much as possible because this final boss, if I let them have their turn, they can jump around a lot. And I don't want them to jump around a lot. Because That because when they jump
Wow.
around, I can't really hit them, and they have a pretty big damage reduction here. So yeah, that's a dead Saren, but spoilers. So the big kind of creepy crawly thing, mechanical thing that you
こ
saw
れ
was
で完
actually
全に倒したかと思い
was
き
actually a
や、
Reaper, which is a race of kind of like machines that are trying to take over the world called Sovereign. And basically, Saren and Sovereign were kind of working together to make sure that to try to kind of like take over the world. And that's basically Sovereign possessing Saren there. So I do also have to focus for this fight, so
これがラスボスでしょうか。
basically I want to keep him CC locked as much as possible using throw and lift, and to use warp to lower his defenses. If I did have a good weapon like the Stiletto 4, this fight would take a
なんか
year.
めちゃめちゃ強そうですよね。
Oh, that's really annoying.
このボスがサレンって言うんですよね。
CC locked. It's actually really annoying. Hopefully, really? You're gonna do that to me again?
で、ビット王のですね、表示会をどうするかっていうあれはですね、このサレン戦の後に
Alright, but you're
発
gonna
生
have to
するみ
stop.
たいです。
So as you see here, you want to go down?
さて、まあ、ビット王の結果どうなったかは、私は
I didn't want that
把握して
anyway.
ますけど、
As you see here, he's doing
まあ
nothing.
皆さんには黙っておきましょう。どうなるのか。
But I'm doing nothing to him because he's jumping around like a very annoying person. Alright, can you? Thank you.
はあはあはあはあ、もう強い武器持ってるから割と苦戦せずに倒せちゃったと。
Yeah, Sarah basically jumps like a kangaroo. Alright, please drop down so I can. Thank you. So this is what basically CC locking him
あ、まだ
means.
だった。
So now I can use my adrenaline rush here.
いやでもしぶといですね、結構ね。
And time's coming up now. Sorry, I forgot about it. And time. And
お、
that's it.
撃破しまったようです。
That fight can get really annoying if you are unable to CC. Totally not.
ここでタイマーストップなんですね。なるほ
But
ど。
hey, he
Good
can't
game.
really kill me, so he can only just waste my time.
Its shields are down. Now's our chance.
And so enjoy this really awesome cutscene. Where it basically goes bye-bye. Or where Sovereign, aka the big creepy crawly Reaper, goes bye-bye. You know, bug busting, as I
で
would
こ
say.
こで脱出をして、
So, anyways, for shoutouts, I would like to give a shout out to Letter Swords for designing the tutorial guide for
お
which really
ー
helped me get into the speedrun. It's very easy to follow. I also want to give a very special shout out to Lufix and Hotshotwire who helped find some of the glitches, even though they're extremely cursed. But these glitches save so much time, like you just can't ignore it. But yeah, and shoutouts to also the Mass Effect community for being very nice and very willing to answer my questions, whatever I had on the run. So, if you're looking for an interesting like hybrid RPG shooter run, you can definitely. This is honestly a good place to start. Like I typically run turn-based RPG games, and this is very different to what I would typically be running, but it's like it eases you. It's still very RPG, and there's aim assist to help you out, but it's still a very fun speedrun. The clips aren't too bad to execute, except for the cursed ILO strat, but it's still you pretty much just like get non-stop action mid and late game.
そうですね。なんか
pretty much.
最後の方車がなんか変な動きしてましたけど、それまではなんか普通に面白そうなゲームではありましたね。
Shepard didn't take the L. You'll see Shepard.
あ、ここなのかな？ここなの？
Oh yeah. I actually wish Liara and Caden would use their lift and throw, but sometimes they just don't. Or they use it at bad times. This was one of the bad times, but that's okay. So, that's it for me. Thanks very much for having me, everyone. I really enjoyed showing off this run. And definitely donate to take this. Mental health is extremely important.
Thanks so much, Sanjan. That's actually going to do it for me, Sariana, as well this evening. I will be back with you all on Tuesday for the rhythm game block because that's the thing I do. But until then, we have a run of Bleed 2 coming up. Bleed 2, yes, that's correct. And the
あれ、もう表示会は
Fire Splitter. Sorry, I was having trouble getting my scroll bar to work. So yeah, please hang around.
どうなりますか？さあどうしますか？どっち入れますか？
Thank you so much.
生かすか殺すか。あれ？あれ今まで見てたアクションゲームはこれはどうなったんでしょう。これちょっとわかんないですね。これOh no。なるほど。ここ本当はですね、将棋界を殺すという選択肢が選ばれる予定でした。ちょっとこれ時間もどうなったかちょっとわからなかったですが、はい、はい、ここまでですかね。はい、以上、マスエフェクト 2% の RTA でした。いや、でも、最後ちょっとよくわからないアクシデントがありましたが、全体的にとても見応えのある RT だったと思います。はい、それでは、次のゲームの、準備の方してまいりますので、一旦失礼いたします。